start. So far as the question as to whether it had been a case of homicide or the deceased had committed suicide, learned counsel has argued that in case of suicide, the dead body would be in a suspended position. Feet would not reach the floor and knees would also not bend, as found in the present case. The learned counsel has supported the finding of the trial court that in almost all cases of suicide, the door would be closed from inside rather than being left open, as had been the scenario of the present case. Learned counsel has also highlighted that it was not a mere coincidence that the appellant remained on casual leave during the very period when the deceased was done to death, and when the deceased was admittedly seen last in the company of the appellant on 29/4/1997, and when his corpse was found hanging in their own house on 1/5/1997. Burden was heavy upon her to explain if the deceased had gone everywhere else, but she has altogether failed to discharge such a crucial burden. In the totality of circumstances, according to the learned counsel, the conclusion remains irrevocable that the appellant with her accomplice had strangulated the deceased and hanged him by a rope to cover up the scene as that of suicide. In relation to the argument that the complainant had not attempted to contact the deceased for the 3 days after he had left Ambala, despite being aware that the deceased apprehended danger to his life, learned counsel for the respondent has argued that the incident took place in the year 1997, when mobile phones and connectivity was not available to all and there was no telephone connection on top floor of the house. Thus, according to the learned counsel, in the given circumstances, mere want of efforts on the part of PW7 to contact his brother would not falsify the prosecution case. The learned counsel for the respondent has vehemently contended that the factors like some minor and irrelevant variation in the statement of prosecution witnesses or want of some additional evidence are of no effect because the material aspects stand established on record, and all the proved circumstances form a complete chain, ruling out any other hypothesis except guilt of the appellant, and hence she has rightly been convicted. Over. For more dictation, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.